So I'm getting ready and I'm editing this video on basic hair color, and wow, does wearing a mask tear up your face. I mean, look at this. I've got it on this one too, today too. It marks it all up, makes it look really shallow. In fact, on the one on the video, it looks like I've got a little bit of hair color on my face. I don't. That's just from the mask and the lighting. Wow. Oh well, that's the price you pay to protect people, and that's perfectly fine. Let's get with it. Let's go! So this video is going to be about basic hair color from beginning to end. I'm going to try and not get too complicated with it, just real simple. And to do that, we need to understand that there are a few things that we have to start off with that are going to be really helpful to us. For the sake of this particular video right now, none of these things include bleach because that's lightning, and we're talking about coloring. So we're going to start off with that. So let's do that. Let's discuss the various aspects of it. Any questions you have, go ahead and just tuck it away into the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to do my best and answer your questions just as soon as I can. Let's start with temporary dyes. Now, you might remember these from when Grandma used to use them. Here's a picture of them right now, or a picture of one of the most popular, fanciful. Now, temporary dyes reside on the outside of the hair shaft, and they have no perceivable effect on the hair. They don't change the structure of the hair or anything. And in fact, they rinse off and or wash off quite readily. So you don't want to get caught in the rain with these on. Semi-permanent dyes have a little bit more tenacity. These preformed dyes stain the hair. So they don't require peroxide or anything of that nature. They just basically stain the hair the best they can. Now, where temporary dyes wash in and out and are considered to be extremely temporary, semi-permanent dyes do have a tendency to have a longer shelf life as it relates to how they affect the hair, how long they stay on the hair. They're going to last several shampooings, or at least a few, depending on the products that you use on your hair and how aggressively you treat it. Demi-permanent colors, these are rather interesting because what they're going to do is they're going to help they can enrich the hair color, things of that nature. They can really add some tonal shine to them. That's really nice. They don't tend to lighten the hair, so that's good. They do typically contain ethanolamine, and that ethanolamine, or MEA, is an ammonia derivative alkalizer. Its molecular size is different from that, or its molar weight is different than that of ammonia, it being slightly lighter. But it's one of those things, it's very hard to get out of the hair. So if you see that product in your color, you want to be sure and rinse it really thoroughly, repeatedly, and then wash it really well. That's going to bring us to deposit-only colors. I really do like these because they don't lift and deposit. They don't change the natural level of the hair color at all. They simply deposit color onto the hair. That's really nice, particularly when you're trying to preserve the condition of hair. So you always want to have access to these kind of colors. And now time for the most popular of them all. That would be permanent color. And of course what they do is they do lift and deposit, which means that basically they're going to go into the hair shaft by use of the alkalizer, usually ammonia, and that's going to soften it, and it's going to allow the peroxide to get in there, and the peroxide and the ammonia are going to work with the diode and the couplers, and they're going to form the color in the hair shaft. And this is a terrific way for you to cover gray. This is the way permanent hair color works, and it is extremely effective at doing so. Now here's the caveat. Here's the one thing you want to keep in mind. When you're using permanent color, you're actually also exposing the underlying warmth of the hair as that color washes away. So what happens is, because it's lifting and depositing, it's covering better. But as that color wears off, washes off, then what is exposed is your natural hair color, less the gray, and less a tonal level or two. And because of that, you're going to see more warmth. Now, how can we get away with doing this and not creating more and more work for ourselves to get the most consistent results? Keep this in mind. Do not go any lighter than 2 levels. If you go lighter than 2 levels, the color that you're using and the color in the tube, the bottle, loses its influence of depositing pigment. So stay within 2 levels and it'll stay much more consistent and less warm. Sometimes when I say this, people think, oh, well, natural hair color, they start thinking about when they were a child. That's not exactly what we're talking about. This isn't about when you were a little girl or your favorite hair color when you were in junior high or anything of that nature. No, but what we're talking about is your hair as it grows out from your scalp right now. Now, is it gray? Is it white? Or is there some depth to it, some tone to it? That's the color we're working with at this point, so that's the color we have to address. With that in mind, if you stay within 2 shades of that natural level, everything you do will turn out better, last longer, be shinier. It'll just perform better if you stay within 2 shades of your natural level. Anything beyond that, you should see a colorist. Now, all hair color by every hair color company is the same. They all use the same hair color. And brown or medium brown is all made from the same product called PPD, paraphenylene diamine. And all hair color companies use the same dye loads. So all color companies use this same chemical to create medium brown. But then where do all the tones come from? Red, brown, golden brown, cool brown, things of that nature. Well, those are the function of the couplers. The couplers all bring to the table a different dye load or tone. And so the variety in that aspect is going to give you the variety of different colors that you have. So not all hair colors are the same in the sense of look the same or even perform the same, but they all certainly start from the same position. Okay, so this is a good place for us to stop. This is a good basic start on the basics of hair color. So we'll stop here. Now I'm going to continue to add to this series until we've covered all the basic components of basic hair color. And that's going to include the importance of pH level, of why chelators are helpful, what to do with the color to refresh it as opposed to versus is it damage. And so really, there's going to be quite a bit to it. So you might want to subscribe to the channel. You might want to continue to check in this particular series to see what's next. And so I can honestly tell you that about the time I've covered something new will have come along. But you can get the basics, and that really makes a big difference. So yeah. Hey, thanks for joining, and I sure hope you take the time to comment what your thoughts are on this particular video down in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, you are more than welcome to join us. Love to have you.